hope to get the health. She was also fighting against the minions. SD just comes in there for the finishing blow. It was always going to be a bad trade, but we're going now into Sky Temple. This will be the map pick of Ballistix.
Sky Temple. I thought maybe Ace, if they were thinking of at least taking a set off of Ballistix, maybe picking Braxis and look for something crazy that they have planned, like how Blossom did a long time ago against MVP, back then MVP Black. And that actually worked with Cho'Gao, Ariel. Of course, there are lots of strategies in Braxis that Ace may have practiced, but against Ballistix today, I don't think it's possible. I'm gonna be honest with you guys and not lie on cast, of course. Never lie on cast. That's the first mission.
What are you talking about? We lie all the time.
What did you lie yesterday?
I just lied right now. Alright, so let's look at what Ace is going to try to do. They had second pick in the previous set. They prioritized Sonya. Then they banned the Malthael. They wanted to dominate the solo lane. Then still struggled. Rush, an amateur player, right? He's a rookie. He's made his debut at HGC now. Struggles against the Leoric, an unusual matchup, right, for Sonya in Korea. Much more common in Europe. So let's see what they take, what they prioritize here. They have the opportunity this time to first pick Hanzo, which has been the trend, especially for some of our weaker teams in this tournament. Let's see if they want to bring that in. No, they're going to go with the Grey main. They're going to go with this camp clear, this wave clear hero that's good in every situation. We used to talk about how Tastar was good in every situation. That's why he was first picked. Similarly, Grey main fits that. Not as a support, but as a DPS. He can dive, he can be burst, he can do poke, he can clear. He can do pretty much anything. And
he can pick up kills. He can also do so much that anything else cannot do. So Grey main was even banned in set number 1. By the way, guys, first person POV is up there if you guys missed it. hgc.playxp.com. That, because I own there, I'll never get to see it because I'm always on cat, but Jungha, he's always on the side, not really join the team fight oftentimes, but he does lots of work all the time. He's always pushing the lane or taking the camp alone, even as a Dehaka or Sonya sometimes.
You'll notice that a lot of solo laners, when they're solo laning, sure, they'll focus on the best and most efficient way to clear minions, which you can actually learn a lot from. Like, watch a Sonya, how Sonya will clear a wave, how a Lyric will clear a wave. But also you can watch how much they look at the map and how much they look at team fights to decide whether they should be there or not, comms or not. Especially if you watch a solo queue solo laner, that's when you really learn a lot. So Hanzo will be picked up again with a Nubarak, heavily prioritizing one of the most picked heroes in HGC. Hanzo, 95% involvement after day 1. A Nubarak, 100% win rate, now 6-0 globally after the last game. And the disruption that that Anubarak has provided also synergizes with Hanzo's Dragon Arrow. Can link those stuns together, as you were talking about. It's easy to hit a parked car, right, if you're trying to aim at it. It was a weird analogy you made, but it's true, right? To hit a stationary target is always easier. If Anubarak sets that up with a good burrow charge into an Impale, you're going to have a lot of CC. A lot of choke points on this map, especially at the bottom temple, so can get a little bit dicey with all the CC that Ballistix has already brought to the table.
Yeah, and also if you're contesting against a very good team. Yesterday we were talking to Lockdown after the match, and he said it was really hard to hit the arrow straight up because Tis was always in the way, always in the middle where he was trying to fly the arrow. That's why he was trying to aim a little bit to the side, and it missed actually last time. So the top tank players will always be in the way when there's a Hanzo on the other side. But in this case, Ace, I don't think they have the experience yet to have all that positioning.
Yeah, it's it's oftentimes too the fact that a team like Ballistix will avoid that type of positioning. They'll come in at an angle you don't expect. Especially when you're as confident as Ballistix, a lot of teams will run away from those 4v5 fights we saw in Dragonshire towards the mid lane and towards the jungle area near where the siege camps were. Ballistix was confident to take those fights knowing that Ace came right where they wanted them to, right into those choke points, maximizing the value of their CC. In terms of bans now, it's a tough call for Ballistix. Looking to ban Tassadar here, hoping that Ace will be trying to use Grey main as a hard carry DPS here. Obviously synergizes well with the Sonya, good wave clear. It's a safe ban. Is it a strong ban? No, but it's safe. This is the Tychus ban, so they don't actually ban Malthael this time, content to face a Malthael in solo lane if need be. And they've also left Tyrael open. This might have been a critical mistake. Tough to run the Tyrael here as a kind of triple tank, or sorry, a solo laner with double tank. You'd run the solo support, but definitely an option for Ballistix. Very strong on this map for boss control.
I also think it's a big mistake of banning Tai, because I think it was the only pick for the specific map before, which was with the Dragon Knight, the Dragon Shire, and now SD can also play lots of mages like Li Ming, even Gul'dan, sometimes Kalthus, and this is the map for lots of mages coming in. And SD love to play some Li Ming here with Hanzo poking in. They can poke all day with Anubarak standing in the front, and if KCB also misses that sound barrier oftentimes, just like in game 1 from Ancestral, they will just blow up with no Tastar this time.
It's like Jonga's content to play the Leoric again, so we are going to get that double tank.
The same.
Yeah. So double tank with the solo support. This is literally the same draft, obviously in different order here. They can't complete the full draft they had last game because Tychus is banned, but going down the same path, and we might just see a similar hero that fills in the gaps a lot of times in situations like this. Li Ming could be the final pick here for Ballistix. Very strong against the composition of Ace. Sound barrier can ruin Li Ming's day, but if you can force the sound barrier with all the CC you have, Anubarak, Hanzo, force that sound barrier to be used earlier, Li Ming will clean up the kills afterwards. So very strong pick they can round this composition out with. Now the question is, are they going to take a second DPS, or are they going to try to double support? Double support might have been the plan. Ballistix banned away the Tastar expecting that. But which direction does Ace take this? They've got the soul lane locked down, but now they have to make tough decisions about composition.
When they were playing in Open Division, they always took Tastar, and that's how they completed their roles, having the sustain, having the double support with Tastar to maximize the strength of Greymane. That's exactly what they did, but what they loved is cancelled by that Tastar ban. So they will bring out some Zero tools, trying to make some crazy plays, along with Tyrael Sanctification. They're going all in at once with the burst damage, but they are not ready. I don't think they're ready for all the CC. Once level 10 is hit, there's going to be Entomb, maybe March. I don't know. I don't think it's March this time. With Entomb, lots of cocoons. When that's happening, can they survive the damage from Hanzo and the last one here?
I think any solid DPS that does damage over time, Li Ming's burst is also strong here, but I would not even be surprised to see a Vala here, add that extra CC in. Vala is going to be a little bit tough to deal with Zeratul. Li Ming's got Force Armor, so can deal with Zeratul and Sonya a little bit better. I think Li Ming is the safest pick here.
Yeah, I do follow the line of thinking. They are actually reading their mind that it's going to be Li Ming or something like a mage from the back line, like a Chromium maybe. So they picked Zeratul instead, so it can be a big harass in the back line.
Gul'dan.
Still with a Zeratul on the other side.
Risky business here, but I think the payoff is, imagine this scenario. Gul'dan throws down a Horrify after Lucio has been cocooned. How do you survive that? You're taking so much damage over time.
That's why they had Tyrael as a backup plan, B, but is that going to be at the perfect timing? I think that's the key here. That's
something you were talking about yesterday. It's one of the toughest things in professional play, to actually time Tyrael's Sanctification and Sound Barrier to make sure they don't overlap. We've seen it in Overwatch, right? I mean, Sound Barrier used with Transcendence, for example, overlapped in Overwatch Pro Play. It's kind of a similar thing that exists in this game as well. So I'm not very familiar myself with Rush's Zeratul. I've heard rumors that it's quite good, but
he's very good.
This is a game that is going to be very, very mechanically skilled on the side of Ace. Ballistix has chosen a safer composition, and they're so good at rotations, they should be able to make it work theoretically is what they've decided. But for Ace, I feel like in order to win this game, they have to play like gods, and it's a big risky proposition to run a composition like this. Notice Rush actually heading to, it's actually going to be playing not actually going to be playing the Sonya. Okay, so he's on the Greymane, so a bit of a role swaps here. Witcher will be on the Zeratul. So who is playing the Sonya is a question. Whoever it is heading right up there right now to the Soul Lane. Was not going to get left in the dust this time by Jungha.
Of course, the Tyrael rework is not in yet. It's not. Tyrael rework will not be in play until 2 weeks after, because next week we'll have Blaze coming in.
Yep, that's right. So same patch, just with Blaze available. Sonya is up there. Not quite see who is flexing onto it. Might be Hero, actually, this game. Yes, that is who it is. So, not the same Sonya player this time. Let's face off against Jungha, so perhaps a role swap here based on the knowledge of the matchup against the Leoric, which Rush clearly struggled with previously with SDE's help. SDE will be on the Gul'dan. Looks like SC has been the one who's been practicing Hanzo recently. They're actually going to lane swap here and have Zeratul kind of pressure.
Lucio died.
Died to Hanzo there.
Yeah. Was running away, I don't know why, to the top. Maybe he was just lost in position and got super poked by all the scatter arrow. That's okay. I think they found a good weak link in the team and trying to punish that all the time.
So normally we call when someone has two laners in the top lane a lane swap, but in this case, it's not really a lane swap because Zeratul simply has no lane. I don't know why it took me so long to realize what was weird about this draft and why they had to role swap. It's simply that both Zeratul and Sonya serve the same role, melee flex and top laner. So in this situation, you essentially have two solo laners and Zeratul is going to be roaming. He needs to get picks or I don't think this draft will work very well. And again, it comes down to mechanical skill. He's already dead. That's 2 deaths on the side of Ace. And I'm already worried about what this means for the future of this game, however long it may last.
Oh.
Because you normally just do not see comps that have 2 melees like this. It's just unheard of.
It is very unheard of. They were just trying to somewhat counter also harass who's not being chased SDE as a backline, but even Gul'dan with no Aria, with no sustained healing like a Malfurion or something, Uther's heal is enough to just heal Gul'dan. The other members are fine. But that tells us something. That tells that Ace does not have focusing right all the time.
Yeah. It's just an interesting priority of draft. Can work, but it will struggle. And we saw Ballistix bait twice already, getting the second kill there, and then, the second kill, and then a third kill was attempted where they're trying to bait with SDE in the bot lane. Hooligan's positioning there right next to the cannon tower. Fantastic. Camp timing is a little bit crisper here for Ace. Obviously they have, you know, a comp that lends itself to that. It's still going to be about the same time. The first temple is activated now.
Let's see which one they want to focus on for now, the mid temple. Gul'dan pushed an extra wave at the bottom, so they're getting a little bit more EXP soak from that. They will hit 7 first.
Okay.
Not really contesting. They're just trading temples for now. Hooligan is trying to harass delay as much as possible. Maybe when they finish the top one, they will try to come down.
Just clearing this camp. Hero going to have to leave. As you can see, SC just playing safe. Ballistix knows they're in a vulnerable moment. They don't take risks. Hooligan knows he has his ability to burrow charge unstoppable out. And now they're trying to set up the fight. Notice SC on the left side. Look to be coming in for a flank. Doesn't have 10 yet, so not going to be able to engage off of the Hanzo here. So he's going to back away. Again, full scatter arrow build. It's going to allow him insane fast clears for the rest of this game. This hero's now struggling to deal with this top push because it was cleared so early.
And also the temple pushed all the towers and structures except for the fort there. Now they're trying to push the top lane instead. This rotation is not really heard of. As they swap lanes, that's a little bit.
Yeah, see,
I think Ballistix, they're trying to finish this game quicker in a way.
But look at the situation here. Sonya, what purpose does she serve now when the solo lane becomes Zeratul versus Leoric? There's no camps for her to clear. She stays on the top lane, but it's a 3-man rotation of Greymane, Lucio, and Tyrael. Not a very fearsome force. In fact, so weak that Hooligan is willing to pressure this, knowing that they have Sonya in the top lane, knowing it's a 4v3, in fact a 5v3 as Jungha comes up. They're going to steal this camp easily, look to set up for this next temple by eliminating the heals, and oh god.
3-man up. Air stun there, Dave. Glad that they didn't lose any members there.
And despite the fact that Ballistix rotates as 5, or in that case very briefly 4, they maintain an experience lead. And now they're going to eliminate this healing well for the next temple phase.
And
so important.
Actually made die from Hanzo's poking again. When you be home, guys, please be careful.
That's right. Recall safely. Hearth home safely. Hearth responsibly, even. Level 10's up for this next phase. The Blink quest is done for Zeratul, but will that be what saves them here?
It's
oh man.
And Zeratul. Does that blink?
Yep.
It blinks away, but That was a close one. Even Jungha is winning this 1v1 against Sonya.
Okay, she has a little bit of minions to heal off of. Looks like Jungha was duped here. He'll go down. First kill for Ace. But at the same time, Ballistix gets a boss for this. All Ace could do is gank there
Trade value.
Indeed.
That's real.
So all Ace could do was get this kill to try to catch up to 10. They're successful at that. They're going to try to actually commit to getting this fort. Jungha can buy a lot of time, though. And has Entomb, so can buy even further time. The boss is going to work on the keep wall. They get control fully of the temple. In fact, they might even 2v3 get a kill. That was a close call. And look at the boss, already on the keep wall. Temple shots go mid. What do you do here as Ace? It feels like they've checkmated themselves a little bit. The kill onto Jungha is so insignificant because, as you say, trait value means he respawns so quickly directly into the lane, lost almost no experience.
Oh, that was a close one. If KCV was a tenth of an inch to the left, he would have died instantly.
Yeah, would have been...
Survive with that speed boost.
Yeah, would have been able to get that pick. STE is going to be the kill. Divine Shield this time keeps him alive. They retreat to the fort. And again, 5v3. Ballistix walks out unscathed. Entomb in 2 seconds. Fortunately misses the grab there.
Not the worst trade for Ballistix when they were also pushing, got experience even more from the bottom lane as Anubarak was missing this entire time. Ace, they're trying to push in. They're trying to push in there. They have a theme, and it's not really working against Ballistix now. But I think they still have a chance when they catch up to 13, maybe before Ballistix hit 13, when they just finish up this camp. Maybe they'll look for some picks potential. Like Gul'dan was close, but was shielded.
I feel like this comp is almost convincing. You know what I mean? It's almost convincing. You could almost believe it could work. But then you just remember the basic rules of compositions in Korea, and that there are never 2 melee assassins on a team. It's against the rules that we understand in Korean drafting. And Sonya has no place when Zeratil's in the solo lane, and when Zeratil's, when Sonya's in the solo lane, Zeratil has no place against this comp either.
Yeah, Zeratil should not be in the solo lane all the time. He should be roaming around and also getting EXP from the other lane sometimes, but not like staying in the lane alone. A weird comp going in, but lane fade is over. They're trying to push in a little bit where Leoric is still off to the side. This is a 4v5. Maybe they'll try to go in. There's a Fury.
Okay, Hula gets very, very low. Witcher is going to get the kill here. Uses his new heroic here to reset his blink. Very well done. We didn't talk about that. He did not take Void Prison. He's using his new heroic with his rework to get the kill. He's gone for the blink build, but
we may never see Void Prison anymore. It is Might of the Nerazim. You can just reuse the skill once more with less damage.
It's really cool. It's one of those things that you actually have to think about differently, especially with you know, the blink he's taken at level 1 here. You know, in Wormhole and things like that, you actually have to think about like how much this player could actually accomplish as Zeratul. It's a little bit frightening to think about. Things that were only really available after Rewind at 20 in the past, now available basically at 10. Not exactly the same thing, but very similar. It's on very short cooldown. So Ace gets a little bit done with this. They get the top fort. They're able to catch up in terms of talent tier. It's a nice pick. But will they be able to save their keep now is the question. They need to be careful to not want to take a skirmish here.
For a second, of course, after yesterday's match, I thought they were just going to take a leap, judgment, and maybe Curse Bullet to just chunk down on one target. Even Anubarak where Leoric will not be safe from all that combo. Maybe that was a possible way of working this one out, because their team fight for now, from what I think, they can't just contest 5v5 straight up. It's really hard. Their mechanical skill is just right now it's just not at the same level of Ballistix. I thought of that for a second, but they're just not going for it.
Even if they had the best dive with Witcher playing like a god on the Zeratul, with Sonya coming in, the Divine Shield kind of eliminates, if it's in Cleanse, eliminates the potential to blow up a target that way.
Yeah,
go for the throat.
They dropped that out right before, but...
And in a longer fight, there's just something missing. There's no secondary damage, and there's not a secondary support to protect Greymane to allow Greymane to carry the fight. Zeratul is pick-based, and one of the reasons why he was chosen for so long in the meta was based on his ability to change fights with Void Prison, not his ability to do damage in fights, or to carry a fight. Sonya could do some of that, but again, solo support. Tyrael's sanctifications need to be on point, but even if they are, Ballistix can just disengage, use Horrify to do that, back away, use a Divine Shield, all the CC they have, Cocoon, then take the longer fight. And uh-oh, this is going to be horrible. Already 5v2 here.
Sanctification can land there sometimes. Sound Barrier actually placed before the cocoon. Nicely done by KCB.
Okay, this is
Jamie
an opportunity.
does not use the Sanctification and goes down with the arrow.
Huge opportunity for Sang. Even the boss getting involved on this fight. Cleanse is good. Jungha lives through this, and now Rush in trouble. No way out. SC dives over the wall. He's so low. Oh, almost hit him with the Sonic Arrow. That would have been very exciting. That would have been in the highlight reel. Does escape, but this is now going to be... Oh,
It does
got him with his heroic, I think, actually. Long distance, maybe? Not entirely sure what
maybe just the long cube, and maybe Greymane tried to heart back home again.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't really catch it off the minimap, but...
Could have been a scatter arrow also, but either way, 16 now with the boss, with no keep in the bot lane. Smells like 2 Gs to me, right next to each other in a chat window.
Yep, and lots of...
Look at that! That was
Wizard
sick by Hooligan.
Does not have Blink, I think. Okay.
Let's watch how fast Hanzo can kill camps instead! I know that's what they want on the internet. As soon as Hooligan got that stun at where the blink was going to be that he predicted, the observer was like, well, this guy's dead, let's move on.
Yeah. Well, No Chat was saying, yeah, that's dead. And there's a boss.
So, boss encore, double temple. Choose your adventure, choose your ending. We say they died to the boss, we say they died to the temple, say they died to the Merc pressure. You know, I mean, Jungha's doing that thing where he's trying to level up his Leoric. He's like, please don't end, I need more experience. I'm so close to level 5, I want to play him in ranked. They're going to collapse on the Hooligan. Everyone knows that.
I need more EXP because I have my Steam pack. It's my first win of the day too.
Yeah. Just got the new mecha. Rhaegar skin, come on!
Aw. This is just pure. This one's so one-sided that Ace cannot do a thing. Maybe they can look for some picks with Witcher. Maybe Void Prison was a better tool, but here comes Entomb, man. The perfect Horrify.
Entomb
comes a little bit slow, but nice Sound Barrier this time.
Sound Barrier was perfect, but it's, I think, maybe just too little too late.
Do they have the damage to push in? There's no damage. Greymane actually went in, did so much damage. It was all covered by Uther alone. There's the arrow. Perfect hit.
So good. See you later, hero. Nice dodge.
Nice jukes, but scatter.
There you go. There's the scatter right on the corner. Simple geometry. That's going to be core.
Easy.
9 kills to 3. And G-Clef, this has been, I know we've only had 3, but this has easily been our most one-sided series so far. And it's just kill after kill here. That's going to be GG. 11 kills to 4 doesn't tell the story of how one-sided that Sky Temple game was. The map pick of Ballistix, favored team map pick historically in Korea to try to make the series go faster. Has the shortest game time in Korea by a large margin in terms of games, so you show the least strategy if you want to close it out with 3-0. Look at that, probably a tier 2 team versus a tier 7, 8 team is the projection for Ace in this season. We're fighting their way through open division to get here. This is a bunch of rookie players that don't have storied careers like the players of Ballistix, and you know, I feel like the frustration is definitely mounting at this point.
We should be talking about map number 3, of course, already, but they will also go through some break. Just need to work on some things. They also love Tastar so much. I don't know how much they practice or enlarge their hero pool, but even when they're in open division, when they were sniped with Tastar or Greymane oftentimes, they were having those same troubles that they're having today, and they're against so much more of a stronger team. How can they do it even if they practice for 2-3 months? They just do not have the experience yet.
Yeah, and they've broken rules of basic drafting in running Zeratul and Sonya together. In Korea, you always have a solo laner, you have 2 supports or 2 DPSs, and a tank at least, a main tank, right, as your just basically peeler. And there are like no exceptions to that. There's never like, well, if you ran like 3 DPSs and don't have a solo laner, that doesn't work. That never works. And you can never have like 2 solo laners or 2 melees, and then only 1 ranged DPS and like 1 tank and 1 support, like they try to do. It's not a thing. It doesn't happen. It'd be like if you were watching another MOBA and then suddenly you were like, well, we have 2 top laners this game and we don't have a jungler. Like, you know, if you want to talk about like another MOBA, it's like, well, you can't do that. We don't use that word here. But yeah, it's just like you've broken one of the basic tenets of the Korean meta.
Yeah.
You're trying to try something a little bit different. It just hasn't really worked. They're going to have some time to gather their thoughts during this break, as you were talking about. They were pretty silent after that last game. But when we return, guys, we are going to have game number 3, maybe the last game of the series. We'll see you then.